You're listening for UCAN Radio, based in Calgary, connecting Ukrainians all over the Canada.
Hi everyone, this is a UCAN Radio podcast and the first one in English, and I'm so excited about it. Yeah. And we have a fantastic guest today. Let me introduce for you all, guys, Bibiana Cala Matiz, Newcomers Entrepreneurship Training Program Coordinator at CCIS. Hello, Bibiana.
Hello, I'm super happy to be here. I'm super excited. So, let's do it.
Let's do it. We have approximately 1 hour, maybe a little bit less, to discuss everything that we have to discuss and that we want to share with our audience. The first question, like an interview, like a job interview.
Okay.
Tell me, please, more about yourself.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's like an interesting question because our audience, most of our Ukrainian audience don't know who are you, but some of the people from our audience know what is CCIS. So let us know more about you and CCIS.
Okay, so I'll start with me, Bibiana, as you know. I'm from Colombia, South America. I moved here to Canada in 2008 with my 2 boys, my husband, and our dog. We live in Airdrie first. It's a small city north of Calgary, and in 2013 we moved to Calgary. So we've been in Alberta since then. And it's so much to tell you, but I'll keep it short at the beginning. So my journey here started as a full-time mom, working then part-time at a Airdrie Public Library just to practice my English, get to know people, get out of the house, basically, and then a business owner. I opened my own consulting business in sustainable tourism management in 2013 when I moved to Calgary, and I did it without knowing anybody in Calgary. Nobody I knew here in the tourism sector or business sector, but we can talk about that later if you want to go into that a little bit more. My husband and my 2 boys are still here in Calgary as well. My boys, one in university, the other one in high school. My husband works in oil and gas. And that's kind of about my family and me. And I started in CCIS 2 years ago, actually May 9. So tomorrow is going to be 2 years that I'm in CCIS.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And why I started there, I had my consulting business. I was happy, I enjoy it, but to be honest, after COVID, I had like a reality check with the tourism industry, to be honest. And I was like, I want to do something different. I don't want to be a consultant. I was a little disappointed of the industry at the time, and I wanted to do something with more impact and where I could see the impact I was causing, right?
And CCIS is a place where you could do much more impact.
Oh, yes. And I found CCIS, they were looking for someone to start an entrepreneurship program. And I said, I started just looking in the not-for-profit world, and that's how I started, just to develop the new program, build your business. And I found a lot of people question me moving to a job, 8 to 5 job, because I'm always been an entrepreneur. But I said, let's try it. And to be honest, I'm still happy. In CCIS, it's a great community. They're super supportive of all the employees. And I actually feel happy. So, I don't miss being my own boss. And we are doing great things. So I find CCIS a great platform, all the programs. And I see the impact I'm creating. So in people's lives.
CCIS, it's a Calgary Catholic Immigration
Society.
So that's why the main goal is to help immigrants to make impact with their lives. You help immigrants to settle their lives here in Canada and in Calgary in particular. And your program that you're involved in is an entrepreneurship program.
Yeah.
It is so difficult to start a new business here in Canada. For everybody. Just starting from scratch in a new country, it's always a challenge and stuff. And I'm so glad that I was one of the members of that program, because it was so useful, so impactful, so meaningful, and there are a lot of connections that I've gained been there, and I've met you there during this program. But before we will touch the base about this one, could you please share me something personal? Do you remember your first year in Canada? Our podcast is mostly for Ukrainians who just landed. And it's 1 or 2 years of being here. Do you remember your first year, the challenges that you faced during this time? Was it tough? Was it challenging? What kind of CCIS organizations exist in 2008? In 2008, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Lots of challenges. It wasn't easy. But to start, for example, CCIS was founded in 1970 something, sorry, I forgot the date. But we've been here 43 years, right? Around 43 years. But I didn't know about CCIS when I moved. There was another organization, and to be honest, I don't remember the name, because I was assigned on an English class. My English level was medium, but in my exam, because I was 7 up, I wasn't allowed to English classes, just writing. So that's why I was in contact with, to be honest, don't remember which organization. I know it wasn't CCIS, but we didn't know. We didn't know, and because we live in Airdrie, there was even less information about this type of organization. If I knew about this type of organization, it would have been a little bit different. But well, at the beginning, just to start, we moved with 2 boys, and my boys were 1 year and 5 at the time. It's harder when you have kids because everything gets complicated. And with the winter, we moved at the end of February, so there was still some snow and cold. So even the weather was the first shock. Even that people tell you, winter in Canada, be prepared. You're never prepared. Something, for example, I always remember, we brought a lot of cotton clothing from Colombia. It's very good. Doesn't work for this cold. Doesn't work because cotton makes you sweat a little bit, and then you're super cold. So the advice I give a lot of people moving is, don't buy cotton clothing for the first layer. Buy other type of clothing. So that even is a simple thing, can become a big thing when you are out there, -20, right? Trying to do an errand, and if you have 2 kids. So that was kind of a first challenge, just getting to know how to navigate the environment, driving in the snow. I was lucky. Well, I think we are lucky. Canadians are very supportive, and they understand that challenge for newcomers. So I got stuck several times in the snow, once even leaving my house. And
just in the driveway?
Yes, because we didn't clean properly. So my car got stuck with ice underneath the snow. So then we learned the lesson. But I had
what the weather looks like in Colombia?
Oh, we have
Do you have winters?
But rain. We have rainy seasons, and we have different regions, but it's mostly like warm weather, like we're in the tropics. So yes, no snow. Well, we have a couple of volcanoes with snow, but that's it. So completely new for us, everything. But I found out having those little problems, just driving, moving around, Canadians are super helpful, and I always found someone to help me. 4 people get out of their houses to help me get my car out. One day I was putting gas to my car, and someone told me, no, you need to use a glove, otherwise you're going to have frostbite. What is frostbite? So this guy came, gave me a glove, and said, no, now you do it. Like just random people. So that made me feel super well. I know Airdrie is a small community, so maybe that's why the people, but in Calgary, I also find the people very friendly and close. So that helped. Actually, that helped.
So the weather.
The weather is a big
Is
thing.
a challenge.
Yes.
As for all newcomers, the same. The people are amazing. They're so supportive. That's the pros.
Yes.
And what about the job searching process and starting your business? What was the first experience you had? Was it a job, or was it starting your own project from scratch?
I first looked for job. So of course, English is another barrier, and sometimes it's not the language itself. People told me that I had a good enough English, but I didn't have the confidence.
Oh, they always do.
So I always
Canadians always say your English is amazing.
It's so good. Yes, why?
And you know 2 languages, Colombian and
Spanish.
Spanish. Yes. Oh my gosh! Of course, Spanish and English, and I know only one language. That is the most common stuff that they say when they meet you.
Exactly, but it's still, and I find it's just the lack of confidence. You're new. It's new people, new everything, and even I'm a very confident person, but even I was like having this imposter syndrome and not knowing what to say, what to do.
Was it easy for you in 2008 to find the job?
Well, actually, I was 2 years. I didn't look for a job for 2 years. We were lucky. My husband found a job quickly, and I need to say it was through networking.
Networking?
Yes, from day one.
Means the world for all newcomers. So networking is a first suggestion.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He actually found a job through a contact he had from Colombia in his last company in the States. They met, and the connection was made, right? And he knew about this job. And well, for me, I was at home with the kids, so it was even harder because when you stay at home, you don't practice your English. You don't go to meet people. Well, you meet the other moms in school, but it's not at a professional level. And I found in Erdry also being a small community, my background, I didn't find people to connect with that talk about sustainable tourism, sustainable development. Not a lot. So after 2 years, I decided, okay, I need to go out in the world. There was a job posting at the Erdry Public Library. It was a very small library at the time. I applied for the job. They interviewed me. Even I knew I wasn't the right candidate for that position. I put together a resume. They interviewed me. And the next day, yes, the director called me. Again, a very small library. So the director called me. I'm sorry, we found a better candidate, but thank you so much for applying. And I said, do you have a volunteer program? Because I really like the environment in the library. And she said, well, yes, if you want to help us. So I started as a volunteer cleaning books. And after probably a couple of months, they offered me a small position doing similar tasks. And actually the director was telling me, I feel bad offering this because you have a master's degree and you have this and all this experience.
So overqualification is a challenge.
Yes.
As well.
But she gave me the chance. You know, you need that person that take a chance on you. And for me, that was the library director, Janine. And I said, you know what? I just need to get out of the house. I need to practice my English. What a better place than the library.
Of course.
Right? And I don't care what I do. And what I told her is, I also believe that each position in an organization or a company brings something. So I don't care. If my master's in something, I'm helping to reach your vision. So I think she likes that I have that view about an organization. After being in that position for probably other 3 months, it became a full-time with other tasks. And what I did, that I tell everybody, just pay attention what is going on in the organization, what people say, because every time they mention a small project, oh, I can help with that. I can do it. Yes, no, I'll do it. So slowly after 2 years, I became the volunteer coordinator and then outreach coordinator as well, because I was very good with people, connecting with the community. And I ended up working at the library for almost 4 years. But at the time, I started having an itch. Entrepreneurs, we always want to do the next thing. So I was thinking, I love the people at the library, I like the environment, but I need more. And I want to pursue my dream is like sustainable tourism and help destinations become more sustainable, right? So I went to an event in Calgary, and is when I met my first client. And then,
Wow. That's inspiring, When you just start, you do being overqualified for the role you took, but even being refused to take a position, you persist and you still work there, and that was a way to succeed here in Canada. And you know what? This is a pretty common challenge for all newcomers that you described. And that's why I believe that your experience and your journey in CCIS, being immigrant by yourself, is much more valuable because you understand in a deep, deep way what the immigrants feels. That having all this weather, job searching, overqualification, and other troubles while they have their adaptation period here in Canada. You found the CCIS. You didn't know about it before, and you make your own way to succeed here in Canada. But for those who will know about CCIS, I believe that it will be a little bit easier because CCIS provides a lot of different programs, a lot of support, a lot of I don't know, everything. I'm a particular like a brand ambassador of CCIS. I always say that because I took all the programs, job searching programs, master classes, workshops, build your business programs, mentorship program. I'm actually got a job. Tomorrow I will start. I will start in the filmmaking industry. Yeah. And that's really nice. I have a short-term contract. But anyway, that's great. And it makes my way really, really easy. Tell our audience about CCIS. What is it today? What is it right now? And how can it impact to the lives of immigrants?
So CCIS is Settlement and Integration Agency. We work in Southern Alberta. It's not just Calgary. CCIS has offices, I think, in 40 municipalities in Southern Alberta. And we provide, I think it's 95 plus programs. So all type of programs. We have 5 divisions, the training, the employment and training and business and training programs, and family, children, settlement, and others. I don't remember all the names of the divisions, but it's a big organization. We are 450 employees and
150 employees?
Around, maybe a little bit more, around that. And among us, we speak around 60 languages. So we support. And something I want to say, a lot of people, because we have the Catholic in the name, they think that we just attend people that are Catholics, or we are all Catholics, but it's not true. That is because the founders, they were a group of Catholics that came together as volunteers to support refugees from Vietnam. So that we kept the name as to honor the founders, but we are not a faith organization. We support all immigrants from all faiths. I just make that acclaration because for some people, even our clients, they're hesitant to reach out to CCIS because of that. But no, we're open to all immigrants and refugees. And the programs, there is a big array. So what I find is, and I tell that to our clients as well, sometimes people come and they participate in the programs and they believe just by showing up, they will get a job and they will, but I tell people, no, you need to put from your side, right? And this is again another reality check, right? Yes, all these programs help, but you need to do the homework, you need to do the work, you need to meet with the counselors. If they give you an advice, follow that advice. Go to events, meet with people. And I can testify that people that put their work, they are successful, right? Other people feel, oh no, you're going to find a job for me. That it doesn't happen that way.
It's always only your responsibility to find a job, and you can just provide support with it.
Yeah.
With this process, of course. Let's take my example to go through the programs. First of all, when I just came, what a person have to do to apply for any kind of program? I can just came and ask, here we go, I'm newcomer, I'm here for 3 months, year, 2 years, and I would like to get some support with something that I need, yeah? And you will provide the services for free.
Yes.
If you have the program.
Yeah.
I was really surprised when I just started, and I was like calling for all my friends and said, "Oh my God, this is amazing! You know what? They provide me with a settlement counselor and with employment counselor, and they have my own counselors that will help me actually with anything I need help, like help to write the resume, help to tailor it, help to prepare to the interview." Even if I don't know how the C train works here in Calgary, the settlement counselor will help me. He will just dedicate the time to explain me everything. And it's a service, it's a program. And it was so, wow. There's nothing, I don't know, I'm not sure it's my first immigration experience in my life, but I was so excited, like, this is so nice. This makes me confident.
Yeah.
So employment and settlement programs. Just a couple of words about each of them. What is it? If I'm newcomer, if I want to get some support looking for a job, if I just don't understand, I just landed and I don't understand what's happening around. This is nice programs. Tell about it.
Okay, so I'll tell you like the steps, right?
Yeah.
You're new. Even we have people that have approaches at the airport, because we have a team of people at the airport as well, and people that come to us with 2-3 days in the city, right?
Oh, wow.
Yes, like even someone in my program, when he joined the program, he was 3 weeks in Canada. And so the first step is, well, you approach us in person, phone, email, right? And I need support with whatever you need support, right? So first, what you do is like an intake. It's just a phone call to take some information, and then you become CCIS client. And then based on what you need, they direct you. So if you need more help with settlement, right? So housing and just getting around, finding support. Even some people need food and some support just to get started. That the settlement programs and the settlement team will help you navigate all that, even with paperwork, right? There are so many different areas. So that would be the first step. Some others that are already settled, right, but they need help with employment. Under the employment team, we have, it's a group of around 22 people. We have different programs, but the first step is also they assign you an employment counselor. That person will meet with you for as long as you need and will guide you through the different programs, depending of where you are, what you need, right? For example, also, when they have the interview with the counselor, they may advise you, you know what, you need English classes to improve your English, so they will put you in contact with the LINK program for English classes.
So you start the first meeting, a phone call with a conversation. It runs in English. So after that, maybe the first suggestion will be to visit the English courses.
Exactly.
But as you told, you speak over 60 languages. So if you will come, if you're Ukrainian and you don't know English and you hesitate to come to the CCIS, you will find somebody who speaks Ukrainian.
Yes. We have some people that have approaches and they just write in their own language or they just translate. I said, I don't speak any English. So they will find an employment counselor who speaks your language. If we don't have it, we'll try to find someone, an interpreter and translator. We have also many volunteers to help us on an on-call basis for translation. Sometimes that first interview with employment counselors is with a translator. So they actually understand what you need. And of course, they will direct you to the English classes. But maybe there are other urgent matters that you need to address right now, and English is a barrier. So we'll help you with a translator to navigate those and to make things a little bit easier until your English is better.
So the language barrier is not an actually barrier itself. Yeah. Okay. That sounds impressive. I have an employment counselor. I have settlement counselor. Then I applied for how it called? It was job search and bridge workshop. Career bridge workshop. Yeah, that was an online program, and we had a group. It was approximately 15 to 20 people there, and we had a teacher, and it was actually like classes. We attended classes a couple of days per week, and they taught us to write resume, to tailor them. We had a practice. We had like a kind of a homework, and after the workshop, employment counselor, it was Amanda Tainer. She just continued to support you, and it was like a great experience. I don't want to stop on this program particular because I want to go to the Build Your Business program that made a huge impact in my own life, in the projects of UCAN Radio, because it started from Build Your Business program, and now we run it as a business and already for a couple of months, and it's pretty successful, and I feel confident because I finished and graduated from this program. And that's my like when dreams comes true, and I know that I can say thank you to somebody because they come true. That's really nice, and I want to thank you that you established this program, that you started, and you run it. And I really, really want to share information about this program for all Ukrainian newcomers who just landed. So a lot of Ukrainians, they have entrepreneurial background back in Ukraine. They would like to start their own businesses, but there are a lot of challenges that they face because it's different planet, not only continent. It works completely different, and that's why when you have this marketing, this accounting, this like funding, and all these kind of programs with life mentors, with life teachers that practice their own business, and it lasts long, and you create all these connections. Well, I can speak about it for a long time, but it would be great if you will tell about Build Your Business program itself for our Ukrainian audience to inspire them to apply.
Okay, perfect. And let me know when to stop, because I also can talk about this program for hours.
Okay.
And thank you for speaking. And I'm super happy to know that it made an impact on you. That's what I do it. People tell me, like, again, you're an entrepreneur. You're in a 8 to 5 job. But I said, it's just, and even there are some days that are hard, right? When you work a lot and you're tired, and then you receive that phone call from one client saying the good news that they started their business, or the impact that the program caused, or that conversation that we had and it made. That is what we do, right? In CCIS, in these organizations. So, and this program, is very close to my heart, not just because I designed it from the beginning, with, of course, the support from previous people at CCIS that work in entrepreneurship, but it's because I believe in the power of business to change the world for the better. We can, as businesses, people think, a non-for-profit is what help. No. As business, we can create even sometimes bigger change because we are the ones who impact consumers. So that's what I truly believe. Businesses have a big role in making the world better. And that's what we want with this program. The facilitator aligns with my view as well, that business can do good and can do better. And that's how we actually design this program. So people to start from the beginning, thinking about businesses in a different way. And for example, in the first 2 weeks, our facilitator tells everybody, don't tell me about your business. I don't want.
So weird.
Yeah, but
like Friends episodes when Phoebe was trying to teach somebody to play guitar. If you want to play guitar, don't touch guitar. Then it was like, I want to speak about my business idea. I have it. I want to share it. I want to spread the word about it. And Lori was, no, you can't.
Yes, no, with Lori, because she truly believes also in, like, your business is you. Right? Your brand is your business, vice versa. And you need to do what you love, right? And do it in a proper way so you don't end up hating what you do, what you love, right? It's also a game. So that's why she focused at the beginning in the person. She says, I want to get to know you, and I want you to get to know yourself. Because then you will identify if that business idea is actually the right idea for you. Some people in those 2 weeks change their idea completely. Some people actually just tweak it a little bit, or some recognize, oh no, this is for me, right? And some people actually join the program with many ideas, or sometimes no concrete idea. During those 2 weeks, they realize, oh, this is what I want to do, right? And actually, I have a few clients that recognize through the program that business, entrepreneurship is not their path, which for me is another success. Because what if you open a business, spend money, time, effort, tears, and then you realize this is not for me? So it's good that you spent a few weeks and then you realize, no, That's for me is actually valuable as well.
Definitely. Completely agree with you. You will not waste your valuable time here in Canada. It is so important.
Yeah, exactly. But through the program, even if you decide not to start your business at the end, you met people, you made connections, right? Some of those people may help you finding a job, right? I know now some of the graduates are hiring each other, are using, like, one business is supporting another.
Kate Havrilova, she's hiring right now. Do you remember her?
Who?
Kate Havrilova.
Kate,
They
yes.
were running the auto business. Yeah, and they started the new project here. They are actively hiring right now. Oh yeah, let's speak about the team, about the mentors and teachers. How did you grab this beautiful team? Lori, David, you tell about the team. And I was a participant of this 6.
Yeah, cohort
Yeah?
6.
Cohort
Yes.
6. Now it's cohort 9.
Right now
So 9 cohorts. Is it a team that with you for all the 9 cohorts?
Just Lori and I.
Just Lori and you. So how you find the people? How you find the people to educate newcomers?
Okay, so at the beginning, once we put together the program, I needed a facilitator. That was the first task. So I reached out to people I knew. Other people recommend other people. I had some interviews. But I wasn't convinced about some of them. I said, no, I need someone who really connects with people. We are newcomers, and we need a support, not just for business. It's support in general, right? I knew Lori years ago when we both were working in a co-working space. And actually, we both felt that we don't belong here. Like, what are we doing? So one day we just start talking, and we talk like for, 2-3 hours. And we realized we both are very social purpose people. We really want to make an impact. So we became friends. Then I moved to Norway for a couple of years with my family. We came back, and we just kept in touch, but not too much. We just knew we had the same values. So one day I just reached out to her and said, Lori, do you know someone could be a facilitator that could help me as a facilitator for this program? Lori has many businesses. I didn't know one of them was supporting new businesses, right? Entrepreneurs. So she told me, I can do it. Say, I didn't know. So we just talked, and long story short, we've been working since day one. And she also does it because she believes in the power of business. She's a very she has social enterprises. She's, again, very focused on the impact we can create. That's why from the beginning, we focus on the person and the business, right? And the first year actually was a challenge because we started a little bit late and we had to meet certain goals. So we just each cohort was a pilot. And in each cohort, we changed things a little bit. And from the beginning, I was reaching out to guest speakers, right? Because Lori is the main facilitator, but we were bringing guest speakers to talk specific about different topics that could bring more experience to the class. And that's why in the second year, we have 2 amazing guest speakers, David and Nick. So the second year, they join us as teachers as well as instructors for the marketing module and the financial module. And it was great also.
And it was so nice, when David, he is a practicing marketing agency owner, and his materials were amazing. And Nick, the only one accountant in the world who plays violin as well. That was so nice to have all this practicing experience. When you can ask something and you will receive the answer from the person who is actually involved in the business, who's an expert in this particular area. So yeah, that was so impactful for me personally, and I found for having conversations with other fellows that was so nice. So
exactly,
thank
yes.
So, and what about the next cohorts, 10, 11, and 12, and maybe others? How will you grab the team for the next?
The next one. So,
entrepreneurs?
For example, right now, Nick and David got super busy with their own businesses, so they cannot help us as long term, but they're still connected with the program. They still come as guest speakers. right? And we're just inviting more and more guest speakers for specific topics. And in this cohort in particular, we're trying something new, especially for the marketing module as well, to bring other experts in specific topics. So social media marketing, storytelling. There's an amazing photographer who's going to talk about the importance of image in your branding. Sales, we're going to include more information about sales because, again, every cohort we learn, we ask the feedback from the participants to say, it would have been great to know more about this or this other topic. So every cohort we improve it. So I feel right now, compared to the first cohort, in the first cohort we did great, but I feel the program has now is I don't want to say more professional, but better, definitely. Because, and
yes, of course,
ourselves, we have learned a lot.
You already have 9 cohorts, and you always absorb all the feedback, and then you make changes. So the guys who will apply for the 10th cohort, oh, wow, you're lucky, you will have all these adjustments. But the 6th cohort was amazing. Tell me, please, about the modules. What do we have right now for the current cohort and for the next cohort? What are plans for the next cohorts?
Okay, so we have the same modules. We have done it the same way. We just changed a little bit. We add new topics also because things have changing. We have added, for example, a little bit more about tech in business because now tech is becoming a big sector in Alberta, in Calgary. So we start again with the personal why, finding what is your purpose. Then we align that with the idea. So we do an ideation process. Then we work on your business model. So how are you going to make money with your business? And we review, 50 plus different business models to use different ones. And then we have before actually, something Lori works a lot with the group is the customer discovery piece. She actually uses a technique.
So challenging.
Yes.
Yeah, customer discovery part, it's a hard one. But but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Because you need to communicate with your customer. And before launching, you need to know what is the problem you're solving for your customers. And if you don't ask them, right? And we tell people, don't fall in love with your idea because maybe the market will tell you something else. So be open to listen. That is a big part also in the first part. Just listen and learn from potential customers. And then you validate your idea, or maybe you find out that you need to tweak it, right? This is a different market. We come from other countries. Maybe what works in our country doesn't work here. It's, as you said, it's a different world even sometimes. So we need to learn, right, how this new market works. Customer discovery is key. And I know Lori uses a very particular technique, a little bit difficult, challenging, as you said, but it's good, and it works. So people go and do those interviews using this technique. They actually learn a lot.
Tell me more about it.
Tell me more. Yes.
Tell me more questions. It's really nice one. Okay, tell me please about the schedule. What is the schedule for those who will apply for the program? How many time I have to book and what time of the day you work? The previous cohorts was about it was from July till September, and we had 3 days a week or 4 days a week, from 5 till 8 in person.
5 to 9.
5 to 9, yeah. 5 to 9, yeah. And it was a lot of time.
Yes, yeah. So the program is still...
For someone, it can be challenging to dedicate so many time, but for those who really, really want to start the business, sometimes maybe it's not enough because you have to learn a lot. So what about the plans, how it will work for the next cohorts?
Okay, so we're still keeping it 10 weeks. For 10 weeks, and there are 3 components, as you know. One is the class. So we have 3 times a week, 4 hours each day, but we have the one-on-one mentoring with Lori and with me as well. And she meets with everybody to review whatever they need. Maybe it's the business plan, maybe it's whatever is needed. And with the other facilitators, when we had that one-on-one. And actually, the guest speakers we're bringing, they're also offering their mentoring. And we have the networking piece. So we bring the cohorts, or we try to bring them as a class to different events, and I encourage everybody to go to events. When I find out good events in the city, I'll just invite everybody. I go, Lori makes also an effort to go, so we can connect you with people, because, again, you're new, you don't know a lot of people, and we can make that connection.
Let's do an event on the radio station this time. Yeah, why not? For the next cohort.
For the next cohort, that could be, yes, exactly. So just to go out there and start connecting with people.
Success story. I hope that we will survive till the next cohort.
Yes,
and that
yes,
we can
for sure.
share it.
And so that will continue. We have these 3 components, right? The 10 weeks as well. And and I didn't finish, like the other modules that we have is the financial module, marketing, funding. And at the end, something that we do as well, everybody pitch their idea. I remember your pitch as well. It was super good. We have the video.
Don't show it anybody, please.
Oh, tell me if you want
it. Was the first attempt. It was.
I have the video, so be careful.
Sounds like a threat.
But that
I have the video, and if you will not do what I want, I will show it for everybody.
For everybody. No, but actually, it was very good. We were surprised. Actually, with that specific cohort, I remember you were so close to each other, right? I have with Lori.
We had a nice time.
It was very nice. And that's what we find in all cohorts. You create a community, a small community within the cohort. So that will keep happening, because I believe it's important to have this support system, even if it's for business or not, right? People just become friends as well. So we'll keep doing it the same way. Again, listening to the feedback from participants to make it better every time, and adding new information, new materials, contacting new people. And now, because a lot of people know about the program, we have also more access to other mentors, other professionals, business owners that want to collaborate with us. So that's great. So we are able to make even more connections now. And the mentorship doesn't finish. I tell that. It's not that you finish the 10 weeks and see you, goodbye. We actually follow up. And you maybe see my WhatsApp messages once in a while, or
of course, like, I do.
A lot, I think. Sometimes we keep sharing resources, events. If we know about a new contact, we share it with everybody. And it's becoming more difficult. At the beginning, I was the one making all the phone calls. But right now, you are 120 people graduate, so it's harder. So I have some volunteers actually helping me with following up with people. Okay, how are you doing with your business? Do you need any support? What is the next step? And then she gives me the information.
How many people started the businesses?
I'm running those numbers right now. Last time I did it, it was in cohort. I think after your cohort, 26% of people finishing were launching businesses. Right now, that's why a week ago, our volunteer finished phone calls to...
the survey was how many of us has finished business plan, and how many of us started the business. 26% started the business.
That was before. Right now, that percentage may change. I will have the full report next month.
But on average, we can understand that.
But it's around.
It's a lot.
It's exactly. It's a very successful rate.
26% start the business. Wow.
Exactly. And some people tell us, for example, now I have the list of people, I need a mentor in this, so I follow up with those people, and some people just tell Bibiana to call me. So I call them and say, okay, let's chat, and we're brainstorming new business ideas. I put them in contact with a mentor if that's what they need, or a contact. So the support continues. It's not that you finish the program and off you go. I have someone from cohort 1. He's just launching right now. He's close to launch because he had a baby, other things in life happens, right? But now he's ready. And now we're making the connection with a potential partner. So it's like you're not by yourself. We're creating here a community. And that's why we also do the potlucks when we invite everybody. So hopefully the next one we have around 200 people joining at the end of this year. So people get to know each other, and it's surprising how strong the connection becomes and the community.
Let's summarize the Build Your Business program. 10 weeks, 3 days a week for 4 hours.
Yes.
A lot of homework.
Yeah.
For 4 modules. Yeah, 4. The main models are 4. Yeah.
But we cover, yes, a lot of topics.
Marketing, finance, funding,
Idea. Startup, that is all the legal pieces. I forgot to mention that one.
legal pieces. Yes,
All
of
the
course. So
startup.
more than 4 models. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So a lot of useful information. The group gathering in your place. So it's in person. It's not online.
In person. We did one online, but we are just doing it in person because it's way better. It's way better to do it in person. We wanted to do it online just to be a little flexible with some people, but this year will be just in person.
Expert from the market. Continuous support after.
Yeah.
And it sounds like it should cost $1 million to graduate. But it's free as far as I know.
It's free.
It's still free, and
Yes.
I hope that it will free for you, for newcomers.
It will continue.
And for Ukrainian newcomers as well. How to apply? The most interesting question, because I'm sure that it's worth it, and I'm more than eager to recommend it for everybody who wants to start a business here in Canada. So how to apply for being a newcomer with any kind of language level?
Okay, so that is a requirement. Everybody needs a good English level. We say level 5 or higher. And it's just for you to understand the concepts, the information, and for you to be able to communicate. We have a few that have joined that actually had a lower English level, but they were committed. No, you know what? I'll work. I'll do the best. They were doing extra work, and actually they improved their English through the program, right?
Of course they do. It was so hard for the first week just to understand, just to listen for me. I remember that I considered it like the English lessons. It was like, oh my gosh, it's a native. Lori is a native speaker. She's speaking so fast sometimes that I don't even get what she's talking about. But after the week 1, the second week became better and better and better, and it was like really, really nice.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry. It's really important how to apply.
How to apply, yes.
Yep.
So we have in their website, if you go to ccis.ca, there is, you go down, I said, entrepreneurs. You click there and you go to our events and our program, and there is a registration form, you fill it out, I will get it, and then we set up an interview, and after there is a selection process, and I'll just communicate with the people selecting. And to be honest, right now, we had to put in place a selection process because there are too many people applying, and we just can have a group of 20. Sometimes we go up to 25, but it's now a too large group. We prefer to keep it between 15 and 20, is better, the group. But we have, right now, for example, for cohort 10, it starts in July, I closed registration today because we have 60 people applying for 20 spots.
Oh, wow.
So I need to interview those 60 people.
The next one will be in
October.
But
actually, that also we've been having conversations internally in CCIS, see what we can do for following years, because there are other great programs in the city. So I just refer people that cannot join our program to the other programs. But some people tell me, because they're being referred by people graduating, say, no, I want to do your program. I will wait until October. But then we have a bigger waiting list, bigger. So I'm thinking our next phase should be, we need to have more cohorts. But for that, we need more funding. So we're working on that because I don't want to disappoint people. I don't want to say no to people, right? So there are plans. We'll see, because of course we depend the funding. But if someone has ideas, I'm open to it because there is a lot of people interested, and I feel we can help more people.
Okay, to make it a little bit harder for you, we will attach the links to your LinkedIn profile and to the CCIS Build Your Business program to this podcast, so you will get a little bit more application for the October cohort. Yeah, okay. Sorry for that, but that's how it works.
Happy, and just to tell you, people, even if there are not spots, I'm happy to meet with you. I'm happy to share resources. Sometimes what people need is just a push, an extra, some direction. We have the events, so you can start attending to our events until you start classes. And in those events, you will learn a lot. So I'm also, even if you feel like you cannot wait for the program to start, or maybe some people don't qualify for any reason, I'm still happy to meet, chat, and share resources, ideas, connections, because I know how valuable that is.
Sounds great. And the last thing, the last but not least, success story. So 26% of students started their own businesses. Tell me, please, about somebody who is already doing business and do it really well. Except UCAN Radio, of course.
That's what I said. So I cannot mention.
Tell me please about me. No, Frida's Coffee. It's a great example. She's doing so well as far as I know.
Oh yes, and actually, I can talk about Frida.
Yeah,
There are
let's take
a few examples, but Frida, oh my gosh, she is actually one of the people that joined without knowing which business she was going to do.
Wow.
She's a lawyer from Mexico. She realized, I'm not going to work as a lawyer here. I don't want to study
Oh, that's
from
a
zero.
great switch.
And she joined the program. She was one of the person who came to every class, did all the homework, went to the events, talked to everybody. Like, she was very
She's
committed.
a lawyer. I
Yeah.
said, why is she so serious? She's so focused.
Yes, yeah, you
She's a
remember
lawyer.
her.
Wow.
Yes, she's
I
a
didn't
lawyer.
know that she's a lawyer. Yeah.
And she told me that through those first 2 weeks, doing with Lori, the why, finding your purpose, is when she found her business idea. Because one of her passions is her family, her culture, and she wanted to bring that to Canada. How to do it? Through coffee, right? But her why is that connection with her culture and her family, and coffee is just the how to do it. Also, she told me she didn't find good coffee here. She said, I didn't like the coffee.
Competitive environment here in Canada. You have
There are-
Teams, you have Starbucks, you have...
But still, she's doing great. She started selling her coffee online after 2 months of graduating from the program. And that was just at the end of last year. And in 2 months, I believe, around 2-3 months, she will open her own coffee shop. She already found the place. She's working in like already have the rented the place, everything. So we will have the launch of the Frida's Coffee Home, like the actual cafe, in a couple of months.
I have an idea. Let's record the second podcast in her coffee shop.
Yes. And you really want to hear her story. She's very inspirational, very hard worker. Something I tell you is not easy, and especially when you're looking for a place. A lot of permits, regulations, there is a lot of that. But she made it possible, and challenges, of course, she can tell you about that, but she made it. And she made it in 6 months after finishing the program. So it's like, what?
Here in UCAN Radio Place and Social Innovation Hub, we actually have the coffee from Frida.
Oh!
Yeah, we
yes.
have some.
Exactly.
That's nice. Yeah. So, it seems that we have to finish our conversation, but it's not so easy because I would like to continue, actually. So let's do it one more time. Yeah, how do you think? Let's maybe record 2 or 3 podcasts when we will dive deep in the other programs, or maybe we will touch base with success stories of other fellows who graduated from the program. What do you think about it?
Oh, yeah, no, that's amazing. And if you want to maybe talk to someone more related, if, for example, the listeners are more interested in the employment and the program from employment, we have an amazing mentorship program. I can come with the coordinator of the program to hear about that, because that is an also very successful program.
And that's also I have experience in.
Yes,
as I told in the very
exactly.
beginning of the podcast, I graduated from this program and I've got a job offer, and tomorrow I will start the job. So let's speak. Let's make a podcast for 3 person next time.
Yeah, exactly. If you're open to it, or
Of course, I'm open to it. For CCIS, always.
thank you.
All the space that we have is for you guys. Thank you so much for the job you're doing, and thank you that you joined this UCAN Radio podcast today. And I wish you to build your business university maybe in the future.
Yes. Okay. The sky is the limit. So thank you so much for your support, and also for being a good friend. Now I can call you a friend. And
Of course, yeah.
and I just want to wrap up telling people, don't give up. I know it's hard. It's hard, and some days are harder than others. But there is always someone there. And we are there for you. And I'm going to cry, see?
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.